I just witnessed the murder of my friend on his Snapchat story. I knew something was wrong when I saw 5 missed calls from Richie. It wasn't like him to call that many times. Before I could think too much, I noticed a Snapchat notification from him. Richie hardly ever posted, so it must have been important. I clicked on it, unprepared for what I was about to see. The screen was dark, save for a beam of light coming from a flashlight. The camera moved shakily, revealing the interior of Richie's bedroom. A low, haunting hum accompanied the video, and the light zeroed in on a closet door. Slowly, the door creaked open, revealing Richie huddled in the corner. His face was streaked with tears and blood. "Please, just leave me alone," Richie stuttered, his voice weak and shaking. The camera turned to reveal a gloved hand holding a gun. Richie sobbed harder. "No, please." The gun fired. Blood splattered the closet walls, and Richie's lifeless body slumped to the floor. The screen went black. I dropped my phone. My breath came in short gasps, and my hands trembled as the weight of what I had just seen sank in. But it wasn't over. My phone buzzed again with a notification. Another post from Richie's story. Against my better judgment, I clicked it. The image on the screen froze me in place. It was Richie's lifeless face, blood pooling around his head. Above him, a chilling caption read, "First person to view this is next." My mind raced. I barely noticed the police officers who arrived at the store where I had collapsed. They tried to speak to me, but I could only mumble Richie's address. They took my phone to review the evidence while I sat in shock. Hours later, I was released, and my girlfriend Jessica drove me home in silence. I couldn't speak, and when we pulled into the driveway, I told her I needed to be alone. Reluctantly, she went inside, leaving me to spiral in the car. I blamed myself. Richie had called me for help, and I hadn't answered. Maybe I could have saved him. My thoughts were interrupted by another notification, a Snapchat from Richie. My blood ran cold as I opened it. The video showed my house. It started outside with Jessica walking up the steps. The camera zoomed in on me, sitting in the car, sobbing. The caption, "Jonathan Newport, lucky number 7. Panic surged through me. I bolted into the house, yelling for Jessica. She was at the kitchen table, her face pale. "I'm getting messages from Richie," she whispered. Her phone was on the table, open to a message showing a photo of her from outside the house. The caption read, "Call the cops and I'll kill you too." The lights flickered and went out, plunging us into darkness. My heart pounded as a faint light appeared, growing brighter. The flashlight from my phone. It was moving through the house, accompanied by the sound of slow, deliberate footsteps. I grabbed Jessica and pulled her into the pantry. We crouched in silence as the footsteps grew louder, stopping just outside the door. The knob turned. I braced myself and threw the door open, slamming it into the figure on the other side. He stumbled back, and I tackled him to the ground. We struggled, his fists slamming into my face. I barely managed to grab a shard of broken glass, slashing at him and forcing him off me. He groaned and dropped his gun. I grabbed it, but before I could aim, he kicked me back, the gun sliding into the darkness. The fight continued, but I managed to shove him away long enough to pull Jessica toward the back door. "Run!" I yelled. She hesitated, but the sound of him recovering pushed us forward. We stumbled into the backyard as police sirens blared in the distance. I collapsed on the grass, gasping for air. Jessica's phone lay nearby, still connected to 911. Her body was motionless. At the hospital, I waited anxiously as the doctors worked on Jessica. Hours passed, and a doctor finally approached me, his face grim. "I'm sorry. She didn't make it." I broke. Tears streamed down my face as guilt consumed me. My phone buzzed again. Another Snapchat from Richie. The video showed Jessica in the operating room, surrounded by doctors. The caption, "Could have saved her if you cared." My hands shook as another notification came through. A photo of Richie, wearing a doctor's coat and standing in the hospital parking garage. The caption read, "Thanks for the ride. She didn't make it."